Hey folks, Cody with Anglers Covey Fly Shop here with some more tips and tricks. Today I want to talk a little bit about fly box organization. We get asked this question a lot in the shop. How do I organize my boxes? And we get the question from beginners all the way up through veterans. So I'll give you a few tips here from my perspective and some of the other guys in the shop. One way you can kind of break it down is you can break your boxes down by bug type. I got an egg box, so I got eggs. If I know I'm looking for caddis patterns, I have a box and it's just loaded with a bunch of caddis. I've got some stones up here too, and these are all nymphs. Let's see here. I've got a bunch of worms and leeches here. So you could definitely go by the type of bug, and you can go as so much as group all your mayflies together, your stoneflies, your midges, your caddis, and then you can take it one step further. Do all your subsurface stuff, so your nymphs and beadhead nymphs for each of those 4 groups. You could also do all your dries to mimic all those different groups. So that's one way to do it. And then like I have a streamer box, so this is just loaded with a bunch of big streamers. Again, I got another box, it's full of eggs. You could also go the route of kind of doing it by the type of water you're fishing, like tailwater fisheries. So you might have boxes with all your tiny little small tailwater stuff. I've got like a little go-to Taylor River box that I have. It's got a lot of real small midges, some mysis shrimp in here. You could go stillwater route. So I've got a box with some of my stillwater patterns. So a lot of chironomids, damselfly nymphs, calabatus. So that's another way you can do it too. And as you can tell with my stuff, I've kind of got a blend of all of this. I think I counted earlier, I have 17 boxes. Now obviously I don't carry all of those boxes around with me all the time. If you see, I've got some boxes in my carry-all here. So these are a bunch of like my hoppers, my really big hoppers. I'm not going to tote these around with me in January. I'm not fishing them, so why even have these in my pack? So I'll stash these away in the winter time. Something else I do is I have a box with completely barbless flies, because sometimes you'll be fishing a piece of water and the regs, it's got to be barbless. So I'll have that box just ready to go. Some bigger saltwater patterns, just in case I make a trip to some saltwater. I have those here ready to go. They're kind of separate. A few other things I do. I will kind of have like a catch-all box. This is kind of that. I'll have a little of everything, large to small, and nymphs. I'll have some dries over here, covering a few different bugs. So this is kind of the junk drawer box, but I work out of it, and I'll put and take a lot from this box. Through the winter time, you're fishing a lot of small midge dries, so I like having a small little box with all my small midge dries in it. It's just easy to go to. I'm not digging amongst all my other dries. So there's a lot of different routes you can take. I'd say the biggest takeaway is do what works for you. Find a system that works well for you. Break them down, whatever makes it easier for you to find your stuff in your pack. Even the night before a trip, I'll kind of get my bag ready and figure out, well, which boxes am I going to need, what patterns am I going to need for the area I'm fishing, and I'll leave behind the stuff I know that I'm not going to need. So like in my pack, for example, I use an Orvis sling pack, and then in this main compartment, I'll take whatever boxes I know I'm going to need for that trip, get it ready, and I'm good to go. This main compartment keeps things pretty organized. With the sling, I'm slinging it around. Things kind of can get jostled in here, so that's one thing I kind of put up with. It's not a big deal, but it can get annoying. Kind of another example would be like the Sims G4 Pro hip pack, which is nice. You open this guy up and it's kind of like a filing system. Everything stays nice and organized. You could label the tops of these boxes so you know what you're grabbing. It kind of keeps things a little more organized. So there's that route too. So kind of multifaceted. You want to organize your boxes however it makes sense to you. Take what you're needing for that day's fishing trip, get them organized in your pack in a fashion that can make sense. It'll just make your life easier on the river, a little less stressful. So as you're figuring out the patterns you're needing to fish that day, you kind of know where to go in each box. Because the more time you spend fishing, the more chance you're going to catch fish instead of fussing with all these boxes. So I hope that helps. If you have any more specific questions, give us a call at the shop, shoot us an email, stop in the shop. We're happy to dive way into detail about this kind of stuff, because it's a lot of fun, and you're constantly revamping, and that's half the fun of the fishing around here. So yeah, stay tuned. We'll have more tips and tricks coming up in the upcoming days. Stay tuned.